Namaste, Jai Bharat. There are corners in the world, agencies in the world, sources in the world which will want others not to live in peace for their own whatever kinds of reasons. They would create disturbances. When we speak in terms of geopolitics, we see such disturbances, say in Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, now Nepal, and many such places, Afghanistan already, many such places. There were very serious attempts in Bharat by such people. I call them as people X or Y or whatever. They created students' unrest in the University Hyderabad. Many such things, many unrest. And they have their plans. In part, these plans they have not put. The plans are voluntary plans. Who has interests, selfish interests. They wanted to get something, they wanted to become something, they wanted to use anything, and they don't care about the destruction of society. They don't care about the destruction of human lives. They want whatever they want for themselves. Under this situation, they use all kinds of means to divide a society, and this they think is very practical and very possible in a society like Bharat, which is highly multipolar, multilingual, multi-religious, multi-everything, but yet coexisting. Of course, that coexistence spirit comes from our Rigveda, but still coexisting. On one such means, which they thought, or ex-people thought, that would be very effective right from the time of Macaulay, is caste. They thought caste divides the Hindu Dharma. They thought caste can make Hindu Dharma into many fragments. But they have not understood caste I'm talking about caste at the first place, and the differences between Varna and caste. Vedic society was structured in the name of Varna, 4 Varnas. And you see Plato copying this Varna system entirely like a mirror image in his Republic and creating a Calipolis where there are 4 structures of people, each one according to his ability. Now, in Plato, it's not according to his ability, indirectly ability, because in Plato it's according to the aspect of soul which is more dominating. That he thinks soul has 3 parts, and whichever part is more dominant, and that person goes into that category, and to become this is forward 4 classes, and he called this as Calipolis, which later there's a gap between Plato and the later European thoughts, about 2000 years of medieval darkness, which later people called as utopia to represent for something which is an impossible situation. That's their foolishness. They fail to understand that this is reality. In Bharat, it was Varna, and Varna was not based, and never is not based on anything birth related. It's a quality concept. As in Sanskrit, we have such plenty of quality concepts. And this Varna, they have misunderstood as Jati and practiced as Jatis and tried to propagate it as Jati that is caste. Jati is caste. For their own personal benefits, gains, and interests. And they tried using the caste instruments to divide the society of Bharat into whatever they want. They thought they'll fight. But the thing is that how can you understand the Hindu epistemology of coexistence without ever understanding what is Sanatana Dharma? That's a problem. They think they can do it. They thought they will do it, but they can't, because They don't understand the structure and epistemology of the Sanatana Dharma. You talk about caste as different caste, but then let me ask you one or two fundamental questions and end, leaving you to think, ponder, and try to understand. That's this. Is there a situation where caste-based temples exist? There may be somewhere that the management is by a given caste, but if you look at the practical existence of a Hindu, he doesn't find out. He goes to every temple when he feels like going. He doesn't even find out which is a deity inside the temple. Now, different temples and different deities have different manners of worshipping as stipulated. Without knowing all these things, he goes there and then he adapts to that situation. And when he goes to another temple, he adapts to that situation. That's a Hindu flexibility of mind. That's a Hindu flexibility of worship, that any Hindu goes to any temple, he doesn't bother who administers the temple. It has same structure. That one thing alone indicates how strongly the epistemology of coexistence exists. Cutting across languages, cutting across religions, cutting across everything, and cutting across the today's political Bharat to the cultural Bharat, which was spread to the entire world. So Varna is not caste, but still I have heard people still using this as something very, very, very sanctified, because they still think they can use this to divide the society. They would not succeed. They had not succeeded in the past. They are not succeeding now, and they never succeed. But nonetheless, the attempts shall go on, and people should know how to react. We shall meet again with some other thought. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Siya Ram.